Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spider Hands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to solve a review of a musician named Jah Femi Telewa. Hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, titled Over There, and this is the Wintrus remix. Switch over to here, we're on SoundCloud, hip hop and rap released yesterday publicly. Man, it's got a fair amount of love. Yeah, 6,000, that's doing very well. Well done, that's awesome. Published on September 19, 2020. Cool, so this might have been the first day of releasing it on this platform. Copyright 2020. Oh, was the original track released in September 19? I think it might have been released in September 19, 2020. Copyright JFT. Over there, find us another song, another song, new genres. Cool. And we've got composed by Jah Femi Telewa, intro and samples, same Telewa. Rap and chorus written by Jah Femi Telewa, chorus performed by Gustavo Andreazzi. Instrumental called Dust was produced by David Sanya Beats at davidsanyabeats.com. Dust, rap, repost, promotion. Awesome. And then finally, I think Broken 8 Records is, at this point in time, from what I can see and hear, this is Broken 8, their music review itself. That's fantastic. Cool. So yeah, a lot of love for this track from a lot of people. We're going to listen to this track from start to finish. I've also got the lyrics here, so I'll read a few of these without the, before I conclude the video. And we've also got sort of a description of this video and more about what it's about. And this is hip hop and rap, low hip hop, lo-fi hip hop, right? So again, from start to finish, we're going to listen to it and we're going to hear what we think.
Man, I'm hungry. A whole lot of veg here. I have this crazy urge in me. I don't know, as far as I'm concerned.
That voice is incredible. Whoever is doing this has an amazing voice.
We were made to eat meat, you know?
Someone's hiding, someone's fail, a running there, over there, full of fear, life isn't fair, no one cares, cause it's mommy here.
Alright, I mean, that's fairly straightforward and easy to understand. The context of the music, the lyrics, and the vocal performance, the timbre, and the emotion portrayed behind that reflects the sort of melancholy of the music. It's obviously reasonably sad. Oh, we've got that kind of screaming, growling, like not screaming, this is kind of like the growling stuff that comes from middle, right? That's dope, I like that. Cool, I'm digging it. That was fairly solid. There's like I'd say there's a fair bit of production on that vocal chain there for the growly bits, but I like it. I think it's done really, really well. If you'd gone too heavy on those kind of growly bits, like with like your traditional kind of like death metal or even sort of the hardcore stuff, it might not have really suited the vibe of this. It needed to be sort of, the chain needed to match the rest of the tracks inside this production, so it's totally fun. It's really cool.
Taste of death as he eats the dirt. Head to deck, I bled it from the neck. Blood loss, so there's no remorse. For Adam's sin, I reverse the course. Life is something for me. A warrior strikes me silent.
I can hear like guitar going chug chug chug, very like very sort of minor kind of channel in this. Yeah, there is like a jun 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 jun. That's cool. I dig it. That's kind of what more I would expect from this kind of vocal style, but I like how it's being included in this.
I had my feel, a haunting still. It was like a steal. The steal is real. Just how I feel. The Plus the blood lost from a hunter still.
So, you know, this is the tale of a hunter hunting an animal and eating it, killing it and then eating it. And it's fairly straightforward. And, you know, I had my fill, a hunter's deal. It was like a steal. This still is real, just not how I feel. The price of blood lost from a hunter's steal. Is there like kind of a bittersweet nature to this? Like, is the hunter not necessarily happy? Is this not, I don't know how to necessarily interpret this. A hunter's life is something for me. A warrior strikes beside its heart. This is a blessing in a story, living a life without a cause. You'll never rise. People have claimed that the track is demonic, but it's because I write in a poetic and dramatic way, like a picture. Unfortunately, such ways as writing is open to a lot of unintended interpretations, and absolutely nothing I can do about that. It's the way everything I write is. If there are bad people around, they would always alter the meaning, so I had to keep doing this. It's really fascinating. I think there are some kind of like sort of synthy guitar-y, kind of synthy kind of time melodies, and they're very gently. There is an 808 in there as well, I think, or some kind of bass, and the drums are pretty punchy. This chorus is being looped a few times. That's cool. Looping that hook, it's fairly strong. I'm familiar with those little. Yeah. I was wondering where those snares were going to.
That was tasty.
Cool. It was literally just a song about catching, bleeding, and eating deer. And it was delicious. This was a story about deer, man. It is sad, you know. Exactly. I mean, I guess if you know, like people, you know, hunters get a rush from, you know, hunters get a rush from hunting animals, and life is definitely not fair. This is a very different kind of hip hop and rap track for me. I haven't really heard a song like this before, and I think that's instantly very positive. Because I don't really know if you could have really panned a song like this over 3.5 minutes with the kind of triplet kind of da 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 the kind of stuff here. I don't really think it would have really met the vibe of the rest of the instruments in this. It's a very bittersweet sort of like, it kind of almost sort of becomes nihilistic to a point, but then of course that was tasty at the end with the high pitched kind of voice. That was kind of the meaning of it is just eat or be eaten, right? That's kind of the message behind this. It's just describing the process of getting there. It's really, you know, when I look at that description below, someone saying this track is demonic. I think that's obviously very subjective. I think that if people aren't familiar with, for instance, where that kind of very growly kind of vocal style comes from, if they're not familiar with that kind of music, there is a lot of metal that goes just as hard, if not a lot harder than that, with the double kicks and the shred and the pig squeals and all that kind of stuff. So if we're looking at it from like a wide perspective, I don't think for a second that this is satanic at all or demonic or anything like that. I do think it's meant to be sort of it's meant to be a drama. It's meant to sort of be a story, a stage production that's kind of worked out quite well. And I think it's actually a positive thing that people consider it, again, demonic, because in a way that's kind of saying that a lot of people are just not familiar with this combination of music. And oftentimes when something's scary, people assume that it's bad and that it needs to be changed or that it's inappropriate. That's not the case with this. Over Deer, the Wintrus remix by Jah Femi Telewa, has been done incredibly well. I think that the production is really strong. You know, if I go back,
It was like,
you know, like the kick in the chorus, I think the kick is very, like, if that had been 0.25 dB louder, it would have been inappropriate. It's riding that line between being too loud and the right amount, which goes to show that there's been a lot of really careful sort of post-production been put into this to really make sure that master bounces. Again, a lot of love for that. Very, very clever stuff. Gustavo Andreazzi performed the chorus. Gustavo's vocals is just nuts. Well done, Gustavo. I've just remembered that I said that at the start. Looking forward to what Jah Femi Telewa does in future. Will it be more stuff like this? I don't know. This is the first I've heard of these musicians from these musicians. But it's a great first impression. It fits the mold of a single by being that below 4-minute thing. I don't think you could have cut this track down to get rid of any filler. There was no filler in this track. The delivery of the vocals and the verse and the chorus were reasonably kind of... There was no rush to get those words out, and I think in a way that, again, is very refreshing because sometimes you don't need to be, like, really quick and kind of... And even, like, really energetic or, like, sort of excessive with your delivery or word count. You can just say what needs to be said without overindulging the story. And if that's Jah Femi Telewa's story, then that's excellent. That's totally cool. And I think that he'll continue to grow. The main sort of musical theme throughout this kind of continues from the start till the end. There's bits where kind of the drums come out maybe or another instrument kind of backs off, but the main theme remains the same. And the different vocal styles kind of complement each other really well overall. I've got no real complaints about this. It's just literally just that kick in the chorus. I'm glad it wasn't that 0.25 dB louder because otherwise it might have been a bit too kind of a bit too present. I think that having a bit of dynamic range in this has been very helpful, though. And I honestly wish, Jah Femi Telewa, Gustavo Andreazzi, and David Sanya Beats as well. Everyone, the best of luck in future. But thank you for watching this review of Over There Wintrus Remix by Jah Femi Telewa. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please stay cool, stay safe, remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as you need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. I'll catch you in the next review. Spider hands out.